Jason and Ireland show, and we are joined by the legendary Torry Holt. Torry, what's going on? I've been asking everybody. Yes. Chuck E. Cheese arrested in Tallahassee. Crazy. What is your reaction?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Can you believe they did that in front of those kids?
Look, they're going to be traumatized.
Traumatized forever.
Forever.
They may not eat pizza again.
Ever again.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, that is crazy.
Man, you look like you could still play.
Man, thank you.
Do you think about, I mean, by the way, do you probably, I would imagine, every receiver now, like these guys like Puka and Devonte and everybody are putting up monster numbers. You were the first. You and Isaac, when you were the greatest show on turf, Isaac Bruce, were putting up numbers like this 20 years before anybody else was. You ever think, man, I was born at the wrong time?
Oh, my God. And, during our time, it was considered a running league.
Right. Yeah. And you had Marshall.
And we had Marshall, who was fantastic.
Right.
Hall of Fame, obviously. So he was awesome. But, Coach Martz was just so creative and innovative with our offense. And we pushed the ball down the field. So my style of play with my speed and my ability to run routes fit perfect with his offense. And then we had guys that could get us the ball. Kurt Warner and, Trent, and then Trent went down and Kurt could get us the ball. And then our offensive line did a really good job of holding up. He would put our offensive line in one-on-one position, so we had 7-step drops with a hitch.
Right.
So our routes was ran 22, 25 yards, 30 yards down the field. So we were able to eat up a huge chunk of yards every single game. And teams knew they was coming, but it was still tough for them to stop us. And I look at Devonte, man. I'm so excited to watch him and Puka and Tutu Atwell. I think Tutu Atwell is going to have a fantastic year, y'all.
So compare and contrast Puka and Devonte. Like, what is Devonte great at? What is Puka great at? How would you compare those?
Puka's grit, strength, his ability to adapt, and he's a sponge. So he learned so much from Cooper last year. Mm-hmm. He should have an even better year this year, knowing and understanding the offense, and then having the leadership of Kupp, taking some of those things from Kupp and now adding into his game. And then Devonte, the ultimate pro, right?
Yeah.
Excellent, high level of production year in and year out. And Devonte is still productive. In the red zone, he's fantastic. His ability to run routes, to see coverage, releases, all those things these young wide receivers as well as Puka are able to see from Devonte on a day-to-day basis. Now they'll be able to add those skill sets to their repertoire, which is going to make them even more dangerous.
We're talking to Torry Holt. You're uniquely qualified to answer this. What does it mean to Puka and Devonte that they have the other guy? In other words, you had Isaac on the other side.
Yeah.
Did you guys know, once you saw the defense, one of you guys was probably getting doubled. And was that Kurt reading the defense and saying, okay, they're going to single cover Torry Holt, and then you knew the ball was coming? Talk about the fact that when you have a guy equal in talent to yourself on the other side.
It makes a huge difference because now the defenses can't focus just on you. They can't set the defense to you. I play the X position, so a lot of times teams would set their defense to the X.
Right.
But because I could beat double coverage, two-man, single coverage.
And Kurt would throw you the ball when you were double covered, which was pretty amazing.
Because we could get open versus double coverage. So I could get open on my side versus double coverage. Isaac could get open on his side versus double coverage. So now your secondary is focused largely on us. Now it opens up the running lanes for your running backs.
Yeah.
So I see Quam and I see our running back,
new guy,
Kyron. I now
Kyron.
see them having even more advantage in the run game because of the attention that the wide receivers are now going to draw. And Puka can beat you one-on-one. He can beat you in double. Devonte can beat you one-on-one. He can beat double. So this offense with the wide receivers, with the running backs, with the quarterbacks, with the tight ends. Now you got the Ferguson kid that's now coming into the fold.
He looks really
Who's
good.
familiar with this offense. I think he did some things in Oregon that this offense did here with the Rams. So he's coming into a familiar situation with a tremendous amount of talent. It's just offensive prowess. It's just a lot of prowess on the offensive side of the ball that this team has. I'm so excited.
Yeah, a lot of, elite quarterback, elite head coach, all that stuff. It's also, and I know Kevin Demoff. We know people in the organization. It's an elite organization, too.
It is.
Like from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Speak to that a little bit.
No, they work their butts off, man. They're very serious about their jobs. They're very serious about their craft. And that spills over to the players. You come here, it's a professional environment. You got a head coach that's phenomenal. He understands and he understands and he can relate to the players is what I love about Coach McVay. Me and Jackie was just talking. Today is Legends Day.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to see Jackie and a lot of the legends.
Jackie Slater.
Jackie Slater. Sure.
So he and I were talking, and we were talking about how Coach McVay introduced Devonte Adams to the team. He showed his clips, and he just talked about what he was going to bring to the club, that's just relatability. His ability to relate to his players. Now he can go to those guys and he can get everything out of them. If he's getting on them, if he's coming at them in a way, it's not from a place of malice. It's coming from a place of good because they know that he wants the best for them.
You played the last, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you played the last year of your career for Belichick in New England, right?
Yeah, I was in New England for a short stint, and then my knees and everything said, "Torry, you're done." And then I was sitting home.
Did you find Belichick enjoyable to work for or a pain in the ass?
I thought he was good to work for.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because the respect that I had for him because he knows football at the highest of level. You may not like his personality, you may not like his demeanor, but behind the scenes and in talking with him and sharing intimate conversations with him, fantastic, man. Smart, funny, witty, and knows and understands all phases of football. Offense,
well, he's going to be coaching college in your home state there.
Yeah.
He might not have the talent this year, but you think he figures it out?
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Because Bill and his staff, and I can say this for a couple other staffs here in Los Angeles, they are about developing their players.
Which in college is the whole ball game.
Which is the whole ball game.
Especially there, because you're not necessarily playing NIL there. You've got to develop players.
You got to develop
them,
yeah. Because, now in NIL, you mentioned NIL, you got to have a great deal of money now to get some of the best of players.
Yes.
Ohio State, look at their roster, look at the
Oregon,
they filled out.
Yeah.
So Carolina may not have the coffers that
or they
Ohio
go to
State
basketball,
have.
right?
Basketball they do. So he's going to have to get good players from high school, and then he's going to have to develop those players. But if I have any confidence in anybody in college football in terms of developing players, it's Bill Belichick and his staff.
Yeah. So I still am shocked at this, but you are not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame
for now.
Yeah, I think
you're close though, guys.
You were the finalist now twice.
So I've been a finalist for 6 straight years now.
Wow.
And
that must be frustrating.
Torry, I have a theory, and tell me if you agree with it. I think you are paying a small. I think you're getting in, but I think you're paying a small penalty that you played with so many other talented guys. Yeah. Warner's in, Marshall's in, Isaac's in.
Yep.
That because of that, and you were part of that collective, I think they say, oh, well, Torry will get eventually in. They're kind of making you wait.
And you know what? And I think if we, with all those guys that you just listed, all those Hall of Fame players that we had a fantastic team. I think if we would have won more championships, it wouldn't even be an issue.
Right.
So
you'd be the Niners, and then
exactly. It's like the Cowboys and the Steelers winning those championships. It wasn't even a question of those guys being Hall of Famers, but I'm getting closer. Last year, I voted down to the final 7.
Yep.
So
you're getting there,
I'm
man.
right on the cusp. I appreciate it.
Do you still talk to Dick Vermeil?
Yes.
And
I talked to Coach yesterday prior to coming out here.
Still just a ball of energy and positivity.
Sharp.
And
Oh, man, he's sharp. He's still out on the farm. He has his winery out.
Right.
Yeah, I've been to his winery up in Calistoga,
Yeah, exactly. So he's still out on the farm, driving the tractors. And Coach Vermeil, just like how he was with us as players, and he related to us, and he was a guy's guy. He was a player's coach. Same way he runs his winery. He knows all of his people that works for him. He talks to him. He was relatable. Coach Vermeil is he's like a father figure to a lot of us.
It's weird, Torry, because and tell me if you agree.
Are they cheering for me, Torry?
No, they're cheering for Puka.
Somebody. I thought it was for me.
Oh, that's Puka. Great hair too, by the way. Puka.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Rocking it.
Beautiful.
It's Torry, to me. It reminds me. McVay is kind of a combination of Mike Martz because of his offensive mind and Dick Vermeil because of his positivity.
That's fair.
Don't you think
That's
this kind of reminds you of both guys a little bit?
And those are, selfishly and biasedly, those are two great guys that you want to emulate.
Right.
Because Coach Martz was innovative. We didn't even get nowhere near to play into the playbook like what he put together.
Right. And McVay is Martz on steroids.
And he's Martz on steroids. And then his in terms of his personality and his relatability with his players. Yes, they coach players, but they're also coaching men, and that was Coach Vermeil's deal.
Yeah.
He coached players, but he was also coaching men, And he wanted us to be the best version of ourselves on the football field as well as off.
Hey, don't you think we've been talking to him for 10 minutes?
He should
don't you
be
think
doing
he's great
us,
at
doing our job.
Yeah, if you ever wanted, I'm dead serious. We've been doing this for 30 years.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to do this, you're a natural.
Thank
man.
you very
You're
much.
Oh, yeah,
perfect
you'd
at it.
kill it.
Yeah, I've done radio, I've done TV, off and on, throughout my career. And
right now we have DeMarco Farr. You can bump
seriously,
him, right?
you can talk circles around DeMarco Farr, right?
I don't know about that. DeMarco, he got some chops on him.
He does.
But
He
you know what?
does.
I'll say this real quickly. With that football team, DeMarco, Trent Green, Kurt, Marshall, myself, and others, they went on and done really well in this part of the business, the media side of the business.
Yeah.
But it speaks to how they were as players. Very smart, intellectual, articulate. So no, I'm thankful to be able to get on the mic and talk football and be able to relate to them.
Well, you're welcome here anytime.
anytime.
Man. Great
Thank you
to
guys,
have
man.
you.
Thank you
Congratulations
so much
on all
for
your
coming over.
success.
Ramley family out there, I hope everybody's well and get excited for this football team. I see Super Bowl ahead of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so Bergman, what do you got coming up? Is Byron
Young's going to come over here after he's done right there. So
Excellent,
yes, we'll have
excellent.
Byron Young.
All right.
Byron looks good, by the way. Oh, my God, he's jacked.
He is coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.